After taking down a massive arms deal, undercover federal agent Frank Castle is looking forward to a long retirement. Unfortunately, mob boss Howard Saint wants revenge on Castle for getting his son killed. So Saint has Castle's entire family murdered, but Castle survives and plans an elaborate revenge on Saint's entire organization as the vicious, unforgiving vigilante, the Punisher. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
And I'm Colton Jenkins.
And this is Filmgazm. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Filmgazm podcast. Today's episode is my pick of the ongoing cycle, the 2004 critically reviled R-rated Marvel Comics film, The Punisher. Not a great film, but nowhere near as horrible as people seem to think it is. I mean, sure, it deviates big time from the popular comic book, but I think in a certain light, it's a decent flick on its own. But I mean, you really got to push for that.
Yeah. It was very like early 2000s.
Oof.
Yeah.
I was watching it and halfway through, I hadn't seen it in like 6 years. And I remember thinking to myself, I bet there's going to be a really shitty metal song at the end credits of this thing. And I was right.
You were right. Indeed. It reminded me of, have you seen 28 Days Later?
Love 28 Days Later.
The end scene where he's like shirtless and he's killing all those dudes in that rock. Yeah, I got that vibe the entire movie.
The Punisher, for whatever reason, cannot seem to land when it comes to film adaptations. I mean, it's a wildly popular character. It gets a full-blown R rating every single time. But for whatever reason, it falls down the stairs every time. I don't get it. I don't know. I guess maybe we'll try to figure it out.
Probably. I don't know too much about the Punisher. Actually, to be honest, I don't really know anything about the Punisher. I just know that his wife and son die. And then he decides to just start killing people. But this movie made me want to explore the character more and watch the Netflix show because apparently it's really good. But yeah, this wasn't my favorite. Marvel. I had to keep reminding myself. I was like, this is a Marvel movie. This is a Marvel movie. This is a Marvel movie.
Yeah. You want even more weird context? This was the same year as Spider-Man 2. So, I mean, it's not like Marvel movies were fucking up all the time. It's just this one. I don't know. I'm not that, I don't know a lot about the Punisher beyond the films, apart from, his family's killed and you don't kill the family of a special ops soldier. And, that's what happens. In this movie, they decided to like triple down and murder not just his wife and son, his entire extended family.
Everybody died. Like the wife was like his whole family. And she meant his whole family.
Yeah. His cousins, his grandma, his uncle. Like, I don't know. It was Roy Scheider, everybody. Crazy. So before we get into the movie, I figured it'd be apropos to kind of talk about where this character came from. Frank Castle, a.k.a. The Punisher, first appeared in Marvel Comics in 1974 in The Amazing Spider-Man number 129. He was basically showed up to kill Spider-Man, realized Spider-Man was not a bad guy, teamed up with Spider-Man.
Wait. He started as a Spider-Man villain?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I have a reprint of that issue that I got when I went to see The Punisher 2004 in theaters. And I was way too young for this.
Yeah.
I was 9 when this came out.
I will say, like, for a Marvel movie, I mean, I know it. I guess it's not. I mean, it's not MCU Marvel. It's still a Marvel. This had some pretty violent fight scenes in this movie. Like, there's one when he like shoves the knife through the dude's jaw when his mouth is open. I was like, holy shit, this is okay. Whoa. Okay.
I remember thinking like, why did that guy deserve such a particularly gruesome death? Like,
yeah, I know.
He was just shooting other people. That guy got like a knife here, a knife there, a knife in the jaw.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then the scene where he's killing, what was his name? Saint, the main bad guy?
Howard Saint. Yeah.
Howard Saint. Yeah. When he was like killing his right-hand man. He was like, you're killing me. You're killing me. Why? I was like, oh my God, bro.
I wish that guy just been like, I'm gay, Howard. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Right? Yes.
Just screaming it at him.
Would have solved all of his problems.
Jesus. When I went to see this, I remember it really disturbed me when Saints people killed his entire extended family, because I have a big family, and I got really like, oh shit. So this is what it would look like if my entire family was executed mob style at the beach.
Mom? Dude, that part. Oh my God.
Yeah, they don't hold back. I mean, this.
No.
Ooh. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 120, 129? Yeah. Punisher shows up and everyone's like, oh, I like this guy. Mm-hmm. And it took a while for him to get his own series. He got his own comic series in 1986. It was a mini series just called The Punisher. And these are pretty sought after by collectors. He's since become one of Marvel's most popular characters, but his willingness to kill and mature nature of his comic series has made Marvel fairly reluctant to spotlight a film franchise. I mean, when you've got Spider-Man and Iron Man and Captain America making money, you can't have this psycho showing up, blowing people's heads off and say it's part of the same universe. It's hard to pull that off.
Plus, also, I think another reason is because he is seriously just a dude. Like in the scene in this movie when the Russian comes and beats the shit out of him, that was also, by the way, my favorite scene in the entire movie. But like he's getting his ass kicked, and I was like, oh my God, this is just a dude. Even more so than because Captain America at least has like super serum, but this is just a guy.
Yeah, Iron Man's got his suit. Hawkeye's got an expert bow and arrow training. Punisher is a guy in a t-shirt.
He's mad.
Yeah, but he fucked up that Russian.
Oh yeah. Did he? Speaking of his shirt, in the comic books, is that how he gets his symbol? Does his son give him a fucking t-shirt?
No.
Because I was like, that pissed me off. I was like, bro, you know how many other people are walking around with that same fucking shirt as you, man? He was like, yeah, it wards off evil spirits, bro. Come on.
You bought a t-shirt at the beach. That is not the only version of that shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love if that was a subplot. If people kept getting killed because they thought it was the Punisher because they had
that would have been cool.
But yeah, it does not ward off evil spirits. None of that shit is in the comics. It's just he decided to kill. A skull on his body armor looked intimidating, so he painted it on.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's not enough of the Punisher in the comics to translate to the screen. They got to make up a lot of shit, or I don't know. I mean, the sequel reboot had no problem just going right in. But
Warzone?
Yeah, that one. If you thought this one was violent, holy shit. I mean, Warzone is awesome, first of all. Like, I disagree with the critics entirely. Warzone is a badass action thriller. The deaths in that movie. Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to do that on this show at some point because it's just an awesome movie that I feel got overshadowed by The Dark Knight and everything else that came out that year.
I'll have to watch it then, because like I said, this movie, I didn't really like it, but I thought the character, just having like the Punisher, I think is an interesting character because he's an anti-hero, and I think more so than Deadpool. I love Deadpool, but I feel like Deadpool is an anti-hero just because of like how he is. He's just crazy. But this guy is like, he's technically a hero, but he kills everyone.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any long-term enemies because he doesn't let that shit fester.
Yeah, I know.
He takes care of business. It's always funny when he interacts with Avengers because they always look at him like, you may, call yourself a hero, but you're not one of us. Like, he's been kicked off that team so many times.
I don't know why they need him. He's just a dude.
He's got street level connections, I guess. Sometimes, like when Kingpin's up to no good, Daredevil goes and, asks the Punisher for some recon or something.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know why Punisher doesn't just walk in there and blow Wilson Fisk's head off with a shotgun. So throughout pop culture, there's been 3 Punisher films and 1 Netflix series that lasted 2 seasons. Fans are pretty in unison voting that John Bernthal on the Netflix series is the definitive Punisher. He's amazing. The show is good. The writing could be better, but he's amazing. And some of the fight choreography is unreal. The first film was 1989's The Punisher, starring Dolph Lundgren as Frank Castle. The film was a complete failure. Didn't even feature the Punisher's iconic costume. He is literally just wearing a black jacket.
Oh my God, dude. What is this? Just Google it. Oh my God.
Yeah. Prime real estate for Beyond the Bad. Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. I mean, my dad loves that movie, so he swears by it. But he likes a lot of shit. Let's be honest. I mean, he's in the other room. I don't think he can hear me. But
say it louder. I dare you. This is the if he dies, he dies guy.
Yeah, Drago.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Fun fact: Drago on the set of Rocky IV nearly killed Stallone with a super hard punch.
Oh, really? That actually almost happened.
Yeah. Stallone said, like, he told Dolph Lundgren, "We're in a box, and I want this to look real. So hit me as hard as you can." To this like 6'5" hulking Swedish dude, hit me as hard as you can. So Dolph was like, "Okay." Punched him in the chest.
Oh,
his heart bounced against his rib cage. Stallone went to the hospital. Dolph had a moment of like, "Oh shit, I think I killed Sylvester Stallone."
Whoopsie. Only Stallone would do that though.
And then apparently when he got back to set, like, there was no apologies because Dolph's like, he said hit me, so I hit him. Just doing my job.
Oh my God.
But that dude was the Punisher in the 80s. He's the first guy to, well, no, I won't say wear that costume, but play that part.
He didn't wear the costume.
The second version of the film was 2004's The Punisher, the subject of today's episode. And then the third one was Punisher Warzone in 2008 with Ray Stevenson as the Punisher and Dominic West as his arch nemesis Jigsaw, which was frankly awesome. He's an English actor playing an Italian gangster, and I didn't know he was English for years. And yeah, that one's just an all-out bloodbath. Like, they don't even try to hide it.
I'll have to watch that.
It's pretty awesome.
It looks really good.
The entire end of the film is a lot like The Raid.
Okay.
Where it's just Punisher going through an apartment building loaded with gangsters and then just mowing them floor by floor. Yeah. So screenwriter Jonathan Hensleigh made his directorial debut with The Punisher. Prior to directing this film, Hensleigh wrote Jumanji, Die Hard with a Vengeance, The Saint, and Armageddon.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a pretty good track record. He also wrote this, so I don't know what happened. He would also direct Kill the Irishman and The Ice Road, which I watched last year. Basically, Liam Neeson, like, on ice. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Actually, Liam Neeson on ice again, because he did an ice movie 2 years before that. It's not great, but if you've got an hour and a half that you want to kill, you can do worse.
Do you like Liam Neeson as an actor?
I want to.
Yeah.
He's done like some. Yeah, go ahead.
He only plays Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, he's been doing, divorced or widowed ex-cop / Secret Service / FBI / criminal for, has to save somebody for like 10 years. I mean, I admire the commitment, but I know he's better than this. He can do drama. He's an Oscar-nominated actor. What is he doing?
Did you like The Gray, or have you seen The Gray?
I did like The Gray. I thought that was a solid flick. I saw The Marksman last year, and I was like, it's taken in Mexico.
Oh, wonderful.
I just saw a trailer. I went to see X today, and I saw a trailer for, what was it called? Memory, which is Liam Neeson again as some kind of. I just don't understand. Maybe he also retired from action movies like 3 times. He keeps saying like, I'm not going to do this anymore, and then he does 3.
Man, come on. He's never going to stop.
Why not? I mean, I'm sure this is a good check for him. But I forgot how we got to Liam. Oh yeah, The Ice Road. Sorry. But yeah, Jonathan Hensleigh was like, I'm gonna directorial debut this thing. I'm gonna do The Punisher. I love Jumanji. That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
Hard to believe that's the same guy.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like that it was written by the same guy.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is weird. Character actor Thomas Jane plays Frank Castle, the Punisher. He turned the project down twice because he didn't see himself playing a superhero. He was eventually convinced thanks to some concept art and the dark nature of the character. And since then, he's basically said, like, if anybody ever wants me to play the Punisher again, I'm down. But we've traded up. So sorry, Tom. Thanks for the invite. But what have you done for me lately?
I think maybe with better writing, I feel like he could play the Punisher again.
He could. I just feel like he was so stilted. He was, his random like narrowed eyes. God's gonna sit this one out, and just
he's always drinking whiskey.
Yeah, he's a walking bummer.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yep.
Jane was.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Speaking of whiskey, I love how Wild Turkey was like prominently featured in this movie. It's Matthew McConaughey's whiskey. Hilarious.
Well, yeah. I mean, what is Thomas Jane? I mean, what is a Punisher going to drink if not Wild Turkey?
Exactly.
I was watching 28 Days Later, and we just mentioned that. I was watching that a couple days ago, and I was surprised at how much Pepsi features in that movie. Really shocking. Like, I didn't realize Pepsi sponsored the apocalypse.
That's weird. I always think it's funny. I like seeing product placement in movies just because it's so funny. Like, this is way off topic, but I'm watching The Walking Dead finally, like the later seasons. Mm-hmm. And apparently it's a thing that the car that they drive in that show is a Hyundai. And apparently Hyundai doesn't want their car. They don't want their cars to look like cheap or dirty. So it's a thing in The Walking Dead where if a character is inside of the Hyundai, they're safe. Nothing bad will happen inside the Hyundai. And I thought that's hilarious because now every time you see that car, you're like, everyone's safe. No one's going to die.
That's awesome. I never caught on to that. I watched almost the entirety of The Walking Dead. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
My favorite product placement story is that Apple will not allow any movie villain or TV villain to use an iPhone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's in the clause. Like, if you're going to have iPhones featured in your film, you have to buy them from Apple, and you cannot let a villain use one. They have to use Androids or Samsungs, like, because they don't want their products associated with evil.
Oh my God. That's hilarious coming from a giant, corporation.
I know the irony is palpable. Thomas Jane also in Deep Blue Sea, Boogie Nights, The Thin Red Line, Face Off, The Predator, The Mist, and the HBO series Hung, where he plays like a gigolo or something. I love him in The Mist. That is such a dark movie.
I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
It's he plays a dad who is looking after his son, and a weird fog rolls into this small town, and he and a bunch of yeah,
that's one where he kills his whole family in the car, and then he kills himself, and then saves. Well, no, he doesn't kill himself. He's about to, and then the day saved. Yay!
Yeah, it's maybe the darkest ending in cinematic history. Yeah. But he's great. He reprised the role of Frank Castle in the 2004 Punisher video game and the 2012 short film The Punisher: Dirty Laundry.
Wonderful title.
Yeah, well, he's Frank Castle's at the laundromat doing his laundry. Somebody's being harassed, and he's like, "Not my problem." They continue to be harassed. He can't just let it deal. He goes and helps them out, kicks some ass, throws the kid a T-shirt, and it's
oh my God.
He's literally handing out shirts.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think at the time it wasn't like officially sanctioned by Marvel, so they couldn't say it was the Punisher. It was just like a Good Samaritan who happened to have a skull T-shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oscar nominee John Travolta plays Howard Saint, mob boss. Travolta was nominated for his performances in 1977's Saturday Night Fever and 1994's Pulp Fiction. He's considered one of the most popular actors of all time. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Despite his career lows in 2000's Battlefield Earth and 2018's Gotti, He's had 2 massive passion projects fail, like fucking Hindenburg. And it's
Awful.
It's amazing that he keeps going.
He needs to stop.
He probably does, but I don't know. I've got a soft spot for the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like him in this movie?
You know what? I did. He's like one of the few parts of this movie I actually did like. It's just I've got blinders on when it comes to John Travolta. I don't know why. I dig the guy. I think he's cool. Yeah, he's a Scientologist, but
is he really?
Yeah, he's like he's second under Tom Cruise.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've got him like I think everyone's pretty sure he's gay, and that's like the big secret. But it's 2022. Who gives a fuck? Just come out, John. Unless there's like way worse dirt than that. Maybe he killed a guy. I don't know. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's LA. It's Hollywood.
You said he's cool. He is cool. Like in Pulp Fiction, he plays that like cool like 70s guy, and I feel like he plays on a lot of roles, and that's why I liked his character in this movie, because he played just like a shitty, I don't want to say swarmy, just like a yucky, icky, like little bitch of a mob boss. He's like, I don't get my hands dirty, you whore. Like, dude, like he played that role so well.
Yeah, it was very much a like, internal struggle, kind of like you hurt me kind of mob boss. It was weird. And also just getting his ass handed to him by those 2 like cartel guys he's money laundering for, just having them be like, don't fuck with our shipment, man, like in front of his people, and him being like, okay, I won't.
I'm sorry, please don't hear me.
This is the guy. This is the Punisher's arch enemy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy. Some of Travolta's other popular films include Face Off, Grease, Get Shorty, Broken Arrow, Phenomenon, and A Civil Action. You may notice nothing from the past 20 years.
Yeah, no.
But he's trying. He's trying.
I love Get Shorty. In fact, they made a was it HBO? I don't know. I think it was HBO. Someone made a like a TV show of Get Shorty.
I think that was Epix, like one of the weird ones.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember that. I've seen Get Shorty. It was good. Mm-hmm. I love him in Face Off, and I love him in shit. It might just be Face Off. Like Face Off and Pulp Fiction might have just completely sold me on John Travolta.
Do you sometimes like to watch Battleship Earth?
Oh God, no. Oh, God. I've seen it one time, and I was like, "This is a almost 2.5 hour Scientology nightmare."
Yeah, but it is long.
Oh my God, it makes no sense. My favorite part of that is Travolta had been hyping that project up for like a decade. He told people like, "This is going to blow Star Wars out of the water."
Oh my God,
blew his career out of the water for the first time. And then he did it again in 2018 with Gotti when he threw the whole, gabagool, forget about it, baseless gangster stereotype, and made a movie out of it.
There's a movie that he was in. What's it called? The Fanatic.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
I haven't. I've seen trailers. It looks weird.
It is very good, surprisingly. Like, yeah, he plays a fanatic. And it's actually really good. It has a horrible Rotten Tomato score, but he plays crazy really well.
I bet he does now. I'm sure he's had a lot of shit fall apart for him to really, grab onto some crazy.
Yeah. He reaches deep personal trauma.
I bet. Yeah. I mean, apart from just his career, he lost his son, he lost his wife. Like he's hanging in there. Mm-hmm. You ever see Michael?
I've not. No.
He plays the Archangel Michael who's in town to party. It's a very endearing movie. It's this like tabloid newspaper is like looking for a big story, and they get a story that there's an angel in this small town, and they go investigate, and it turns out he is. Michael's there to do battle and celebrate and have fun. And
oh no.
It's actually really good.
Maybe I'll check it out.
It's a fun movie. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a sweet movie. Yeah, John Travolta. Nothing but love. Yeah. Will Patton is Quentin Glass, Howard's right-hand man. Patton is a notable character actor who's been in such films as Armageddon, The Client, Gone in 60 Seconds, Remember the Titans, and the recent horror flicks Halloween and Halloween Kills as Officer Hawkins.
That's where I remembered his face from. I was like, this dude looks familiar.
Yeah. He's been in so many movies. Just one of those guys you just kind of recognize but can't put your finger on it.
Yeah.
And his character in this movie really needed to speak up.
Yep. Just say you're gay, bro.
Or just say, like, hey, I'm not sleeping with your wife, Howard. Like, or say something instead of just being like, what are you doing, Howard? What are you doing?
He literally said, he was like, what did she tell you? Like, bro, why would you say that? Come on.
That is the worst thing you can say to somebody who is suspecting you of sleeping with their wife.
What'd she tell you? Did she tell you anything? Bro.
Oh, I mean, on Frank's part, it is a very good plan. And it works really well to make Howard saying kill the two people he trusts most in his life. That's dark, but effective. Also, not really in the Punisher's MO either. Like, he would just go up to that house and blow it the fuck up. Oh, yeah. Like, there's no psychological warfare when Frank Castle's concerned. I mean, there is to an extent, but after bullets don't do the trick.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a question. With the Punisher as a character, would he really take the time to plant bombs in the shape of his logo? Like he did in this fucking movie?
I haven't read a lot of Punisher comics, but my instinct says no.
Yeah.
I mean,
he took the time. That
had to have, I mean, first off, just like getting all the cars there. There's nowhere all those cars were just parked there before he showed up.
Yep.
He had to put those cars there. He had to angle them in the right direction for the fire to make a skull. And I mean, that had to take a few hours.
Probably. And then he also had to account for, like, what if the car next to it blows up? Then the eye hole on the skull is all fucked up, or what if, like, one of the bombs don't go off? This took planning, man.
You don't think about those things, but yeah, like, why would he do that? I mean, I don't think there's like a clock on this, but still, halfway through that, you got to think, like, maybe Howard went somewhere else.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rebecca Romaine plays Joan, Frank's neighbor. She's mostly known for playing the shape-shifting mutant Mystique in the first 3 X-Men films.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yep. She was also in Rollerball, Satanic Panic, and she's set to star in the upcoming series Star Trek Strange New Worlds as Una Chin Riley.
Is that that's the animated Star Trek show that they're doing, right?
Now, this is the prequel to Discovery that focuses on Admiral Pike's adventures with the Enterprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Looks neat. I like Anson Mount. He's playing Christopher Pike, and I really enjoyed Hell on Wheels. So, maybe. I'm always intimidated to start a new Star Trek because I'm like, do I have to watch all the Star Trek that came before just to understand this?
So I haven't really gotten into Star Trek, but a lot of people I ask, I know you're gonna say that they're wrong, but a lot of people I ask are saying that Star Trek is somewhat better than Star Wars, and I don't know how, because Star Trek to me, and I could be very wrong. I'm sorry if there's any Star Trek fans listening, but Star Trek just seems like a lot of politics. It reminds me of like the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones when it's just talking and politics, but in space.
I've seen the movies of Star Trek, and they are mostly entertaining. And Star Trek is more of an exploratory show. The Enterprise is exploring these new worlds and trying to have diplomatic peace with the Federation. Of course, shit always goes wrong, and they have to kill somebody.
Right.
But I get, Star Trek. I like to imagine that I'm Swiss in this thing. I see value in Star Wars. I see value in Star Trek. I want everybody to get along.
Yeah.
And that's never going to happen. But I like to think it can.
Is Star Trek worth my time?
If you have a few years to kill, you can watch.
Oh, jeez.
There's like 18 Star Trek shows. It's a haul. I mean, I think each one like is in its own self-contained thing. So like if you just want to watch like Next Generation or Discovery or Voyager, you can just do that. But I imagine a purist, I personally am a completionist in this kind of stuff. And I started with 1960s Star Trek. It's not bad. It's dated as hell, but it's entertaining. Yeah. But I just don't have time to sit there and, marathon 40 years of Star Trek.
Yeah, that's a lot. My dad watches One Piece,
Oh,
and I was like, "Hey, this looks really cool. Should I watch it?" He was like, "You are never going to catch up. There are so many episodes." He was like, "You'll start now and you'll be dead before you can finish." So
how's
there's
that
no point.
appealing? Like, I mean, it's like the fucking never-ending story. Like, why would you want to read this? Why would you want to watch it?
Exactly. Great movie though, by the way. Never-ending story, wonderful.
I've not seen that. I've it's been on my list for a long time.
Oh man, that's an '80s movie if there ever was one, or '80s. Yeah,
I worked a special screening of it once when I was working at the Alamo Draft House, and I saw some clips, and I was like, "This looks odd," but I could get into this. So yeah, Rebecca Romijn's going to be in the new Star Trek. Laura Herring plays Livia Saint, Howard's wife. Herring is known mostly for her role as actress Camilla Rhodes in 2001's Mulholland Drive. And she was also in Love in the Time of Cholera, Little Nicky, John Q, Inland Empire, and a few episodes of The Shield as Vic Mackey's lawyer, Rebecca Doyle, which I just finished watching and didn't even recognize her. I was like, holy shit, that's Becca. I remember that. Howard's wife is just in her own little world the entire movie, completely oblivious to the fact that her husband's empire is crumbling beneath their feet, but she's going to the movies.
It's Thursday.
Thursday. It's Thursday, exactly.
What? Your husband's entire empire is crumbling, and you're gonna go to what is it? Buenos Dias Pablo Film Festival? Like, dude, that was on the marquee, the theater she was going to. Buenos Dias Pablo Film Festival. What the fuck does that even mean?
It's a very good question. It's a kind of amazing. I mean, she never picks up on anything, like Howard seems a little bit cold towards her. None of this. No. And it's satisfying to see her die because I hold her responsible for the death of Frank's entire family.
Yeah, she was literally, bro, that part when they're at the party or whatever, and they step outside and she's like, "You avenged our son's death." And then she gets completely undressed. I was like, bro, what? Thanks for avenging our son's death. Now fuck me. What are you talking about, man? First of all, he didn't do anything. He told someone else to do it.
Yeah, if anything, you should fuck Quentin, but
exactly.
Jesus. Character actor Ben Foster plays Dave, Frank's other neighbor. Foster has been in a ton of memorable films, including 3:10 to Yuma, X-Men: The Last Stand, The Messenger, Alpha Dog, and Hell or High Water. And at first I was like, that can't be Ben Foster. And I looked it up. I'm like, that is Ben Foster. Like, he's done a perfect balance of like critically acclaimed stuff and absolute horseshit. It's kind of good for an actor.
Yeah.
But he'll always be fucking Charlie, I believe, in 3:10 to Yuma. That guy's a nut. Epic Western, if you haven't seen that.
I have not, but I'm going to, because honestly, the three neighbors in this movie were my favorite characters in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Especially him. He's literally, he is risking his life for a dude he met a couple weeks ago.
It is weird. Like, yeah, he stands up for him, but like, that's a lot of loyalty. That's a lot of piercings getting ripped out loyalty. I don't know. I'd probably break before he moves to the lips.
Yeah. Well, like, dude, he was like, I'm not going to say anything. And I'm just like, why? You met the dude like a couple days ago. Like,
and also, you're not going to do anything to Bumpo. Like,
I know.
He's right there. Probably really easy to break.
Have you heard John Panette's comedy?
I fucking love John Panette's comedy.
Dude, he's so funny. Every time I go into a Chinese buffet, I think about his joke about how he's like banned in all the Chinese buffets. And bro, he's so good.
The Forbidden One has returned.
Yes. No, you have to leave. I have no more food.
My favorite bit was when he was trying to buy a TV at Best Buy.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy kept trying to sell him the warranty. He got in a fight with the guy.
Oh my god! I was so happy last time. I was like, "Oh, hairspray!"
Yeah, John Panette's hilarious. I wish he had more to do in this movie. He's just kind of there because they needed a third.
Yeah, he's Bumpo.
He's Bumpo. Yeah, we've all got a Bumpo.
Yeah. When he eats the pasta sauce, what do you say? He's like, he gets all happy, starts speaking Italian. I was like, John, I love you.
Oh yeah. they're a good touch. The three neighbors.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't get over that torture with the piercings. God. Oh
yeah.
We'll get to it. The Punisher has an IMDb score of 6.4, Rotten Tomatoes score of 29%. Grossed only $54 million on a budget of $33 million, leading Columbia to market a failure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. For a comic book movie in the mid 2000s to fuck that up like that, I get why this has yet to really, why Marvel's really yet to capitalize on the Punisher.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It seems like such an easy get. I don't know.
Yeah, just literally make an action movie, but have him wear a skull on his t-shirt, and there you go.
It really is that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to shake things up, throw him in the fucking Blade movie and have him kill some vampires.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool. Oh my God.
Yeah, have Punisher, show up and be like, "Heard you needed some help. These are my streets." I don't know.
Do you agree with the reviews?
Yeah, not entirely. I don't think it's a 29, but I don't think it's a positive like tomato either.
Yeah, the way I felt after watching it is, I enjoyed the fight scenes and the cringy early 2000s like one-liners and the like, oh, Maria, all that. But I don't think I'd ever watch it again.
I own this, and you know what? I think every 5 or 6 years I convince myself, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad.
And then you watch it, and then you're like, oh wait.
I always seem to forget, and at least this time it's like recorded. I have evidence that I didn't really like this. So maybe this is the last time.
Yeah. Every time you want to watch it, just listen to this, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
There's a few movies in our catalog that I've had to do that. Like, did I like that? And I go back like, oh no, I didn't. The film was rebooted in 2008 with Punisher Warzone, which was an even bigger commercial failure, but arguably a much better movie. And then it was rebooted again with the Netflix series The Punisher, which ran for 2 seasons before getting canceled because all of Marvel's Netflix stuff got canceled pretty much in the same week.
Which is unfortunate because I think, well, Iron Fist, I didn't really like, or Jessica Jones even, but from what I hear, The Punisher is the best one. Daredevil was awesome. And Luke Cage is pretty good too, but I'm so upset that they canceled all the Netflix shows.
Well, I mean, it just all got thrown back on Disney Plus. So maybe there's going to be new life.
Did it really?
Yep. I was going to go watch Star Wars earlier today and I got asked like, do you want to add a parental lock? And I'm like, last I checked, I don't have kids, so no. And I looked like I forgot. Yeah. Oh yeah. They added the entire Netflix Marvel run as well as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. onto Disney Plus. So, and since they, random MCU Netflix Marvel characters keep popping up in MCU stuff, I'm sure they have plans for all this shit.
I hope so. Is Iron Fist on there?
Yes.
Good. I'll be sure to stay clear of that. I'll avoid that show at all costs.
That was such an odd. I watched the first season and I'm like, who's the audience for this? Like, what is this for? Like some white guy who just watches martial arts movies?
Awful.
Yeah. I watched the first season of Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, and then both seasons of The Punisher. And I'm sure at some point I'll go back in and just wipe that slate clean, finish those off. But I'm in no hurry.
Yeah. So since you've seen all of them, which one's your favorite?
Probably The Punisher. And even that wasn't great.
Oh no.
It's just like he's great. John Bernthal is perfect as the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I know it's a little criticism, but for me, it's important. Most of the time, he's not wearing the costume.
Oh, okay.
I like the costume.
Yeah, I do too.
And just some of the writing, like I feel like they drag out ways to avoid him just blowing the main guy's head off. Mm-hmm. Like they have to make up reasons of like why. Oh, Frank got his ass kicked recently, so he can't go fight that guy. Oh, that guy's flying to the Middle East for some reason. Oh, okay. They just keep making shit up. And then they used Jigsaw in season 2, and I just did not like the way they did Jigsaw. They tried to make it like emotional scars instead of like straight up facial wreckage.
Oh yeah, Jigsaw looks he looks terrifying. Like I was looking at pictures about of like Warzone.
Yeah.
Jigsaw looks absolutely terrifying.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then in the show, it's just like he's got like one thin scar across his eyes and nose, and he's like, "I'm a monster." Like, no,
Bro,
you look fine.
Come on.
Like if you're standing like 20 feet away, I honestly don't even see the scar. So fans are hopeful that Punisher will be indoctrinated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and judging by what Disney's been doing with these Netflix shows, kind of just embracing them, I think it's a safe bet.
Yeah, I think John Bernthal will. I think he'd have good chemistry with the MCU cast right now.
Be awesome. Well,
I would love to see him and Tom Holland together, because the Punisher is gonna hate Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He's gonna get on his nerves so much, and I can't wait for that.
I want Spider-Man 4 to be Spider-Man, the Punisher, and Daredevil teaming up to take down the Kingpin in New York City.
That'll be so good.
A perfect Spider-Man movie right there. But Bernthal's been very open about wanting to play Frank Castle again. He was fans were asking him about possibly stepping into the shoes of Wolverine, and he said, like, that'd be cool, but I'm Frank Castle.
Yeah.
I'm like, right on, John. So yeah, I think if he wants to come back, Disney wants to do it, it'll happen.
Good.
So with that, let's discuss some highlights of this movie. So when this film started, the undercover sting, were you trying to figure out who here was the Punisher?
So I saw him and I was like, that's not a bad guy. Pretty sure that's the main character. I was like, I'm really confused right now.
Yeah, I thought something similar when I watched it. I was like, I don't remember Punisher being German. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I looked at the cast. I was like, wait a minute. No. I was like, this something's off. And also, speaking of the beginning scene, I think it's the first line in the movie. No, it's a couple lines in the movie. He's like, hey, I'm here. This is my friend. He's not a cop. I was like, why the fuck would you say that, dude? Are you kidding me? It reminded me of, have you seen 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
22 Jump Street when they're at the deal. And he's like, my name's Jeff. Dude. I was like, why would you say, yeah, he's with me? He's not a cop. Don't worry.
Oh my God. Yeah. I wish they just shot him immediately when you said, like,
yeah,
obviously, I mean, he wasn't a cop, but why even initiate that conversation?
Yeah.
God damn. How Mickey made it out of this movie alive is beyond me.
I don't know.
Like how Frank didn't kill him, Howard didn't kill him, like the cops didn't arrest him. Like this dude just,
I know,
he walked away.
Yeah. Also, he's like, no, he's totally legit. I met him in a hash bar in Germany. I was like, what? How does that equal legit? That's the most shady dude ever.
And also, like when you're doing a drug deal like this, you don't just start breaking out your life story. Like, this is where I met this guy you've never met before who you might be a little suspicious of. Let me tell you a long-winded prepared tale about this gentleman.
Exactly.
He's your conscience here.
He's like, and don't worry, I'll tell him you're not a cop.
Unreal. If that guy just said, like, hey, I'm Howard Saint's kid, hook me up, that's the end of it.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, this goes bad because this new guy gets flustered. Everyone gets shot except Mickey somehow. Mm-hmm. And Otto Krieg, as he's called, is killed, and it's Frank Castle undercover. I always wonder about that, like undercover cops, like how deep they have to go to become these characters. Like they have to kill, they have to do drugs, like they have to completely immerse, or else their cover's blown and they're dead.
Or in like if one mistake and he's dead. Again, going back to 21 Jump Street at the end of the movie when it's Johnny Depp, I was like, bro, how long have you been undercover? You've done stuff. You should be in jail. Like, come on.
You ever see the movie Donnie Brasco?
No.
It's a true story of a cop, FBI agent, Joseph Pistone, who went undercover as an Italian gangster named Donnie Brasco for a long time, like a few years, to gain the trust of a powerful Italian mobster. And Johnny Depp plays Donnie Brasco, and Al Pacino plays the gangster he has to befriend. And it's such an epic movie because there's a scene in the movie where Donnie Brasco is at the mall for some reason, and like an old family friend sees him and it's like, hey Joe, how you doing, Joe? And he has to like push them away and be like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, lady. It's fucking tense, man. It's a great movie.
Oh my god.
Good stuff. So Frank's like, I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna not be blonde now. And
oh my god. Why, man?
Like, what a shitty wig. Like, if it was a wig, I hope it was a wig because I could see like the black hair underneath it.
Yeah.
And what a shitty German accent. Like, of course, this guy's the undercover agent.
Exactly. A wig. He trips and falls over. The wig's off. Cover blown. Shoot him in the head.
Oh my god! I wonder if that's ever happened. Like they trip and like the fucking prosthetics fall off and like their nose falls off and they're like, "Oh shit!" Oh boy, how do you talk your way out of that?
No. I know how. You just say, "I'm not a cop," and apparently that works.
Oh my god. So Frank has clearly been undercover for a long time, and his FBI pals are like, happy retirement, Frank. We love you so much that when you magically return from the dead, we're not even going to contact you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That really bothered me. Like he gets up on the news and nobody comes to like, as Howard Saint, the guy who murdered his family, is his empire's crumbling. Suddenly Frank Castle shows up. No one in the federal bureau makes that connection.
I know. Yeah. Like, oh, hey, Frank, like on the news, it's like, hey, Frank Castle, he's alive. Also, 2 people were shot dead in the lobby of keep forgetting the fucker's name.
Saint Tower, I think it's called.
Yeah, Saint. It's like 2 people killed in Saint Tower lobby. It's like, oh, I wonder who did it. Interesting.
It is a cool name though, Saint, and he does take full advantage of that. I love that his nightclub's called Saints and Sinners and looks like a fucking office building.
Beautiful.
So Frank goes home and he's like, Maria, like I'm home. Like it's weird. Thomas Jane's voice decision for the Punisher is a little odd.
He was trying to mimic Batman, to be honest.
Yes, he was.
There's so many moments when I was like, bro, just stop.
Honestly, you take Batman's mask off, you hand him a shotgun. He's pretty close to the Punisher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they decide to, retire to Puerto Rico, which does not look or feel like Puerto Rico in the slightest.
Not one bit.
And they have a retirement party down there with his entire family, including Roy Scheider, who's his father-in-law. And
weird.
I love Roy Scheider. Apparently, he has like some clause in his contract where he can only do movies at the beach. Yeah. Obviously, Jaws 2, French Connection, all that jazz. Roy is the man. And apparently he's in this because him and Hensley, the director, were neighbors. And Henley just went over like, hey, Roy, you want this part in my Punisher movie? And Roy's like, yeah, what the fuck? Sure. It's all about who you know.
Exactly. I like the part when the kid is like, he's like, Dad, why do we have to move again? And I was like, when you're older, I'll tell you. Just fucking tell him now. What?
Undercover. I stopped some bad guys. Now I'm not. So
yeah. Are you kidding me? That's the coolest shit ever. If my dad was like, hey, I'm undercover, I'm like, fuck yeah. I'll tell you when you're older. Why?
Although, to be fair, you probably don't want your kid blabbing to everybody that their dad's an undercover cop.
That is true. I guess. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah.
It's probably not good. So Bobby Saint, I believe his name is the guy who gets killed at the meet. Howard Saint's kid. Howard goes to identify the body, and he's like, my son.
No,
it's so weird.
No emotion. I remember when I had to dress you. Now I gotta buy you a suit. I was like, bro, your son is dead in front of you. Oh no.
It is odd. When he confronts Mickey and he's like, you should have been taking care of him. The man who didn't take care of my son has to die, and shoots that other dude in the legs.
Yep.
It's like, good scene, but a little drawn out.
Yeah.
Zero consequences for Mickey on either side of this whole thing. It really does bother me. He's
Mickey
such a
should have
weasel.
died then and there.
Yeah. Like he did. I mean, yeah, that other guy, like, didn't go with them, but this was Mickey's deal. Mickey brought him. There's a lot more blame on Mickey.
It's all Mickey's fault.
Yeah. I think you're reaching even blaming Castle for this.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that the Punisher recruits him by feeding him a popsicle, hilarious, by the way. That scene was so fucking funny.
Yeah. It's gonna be cold. You're not even gonna feel it. And
I was like, I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, no, that's popsicle.
Yeah.
But I guess when you're, upside down and this crazy dude's threatening to burn you alive, you're gonna believe it.
For sure. At first, I didn't realize it was a popsicle until he put it in his mouth. I thought it was like a red hot iron, and I was like, why not just burn him with the torch, man? And I was like, wait, is that popsicle juice dripping off his back? And then he shoves it in his mouth, and I was like, oh, it's fucking popsicle. That's hilarious.
It also does weird me out that immediately after that, Frank's like, I'm gonna take down the Saints, and you're gonna help me. And Mickey's immediately like, I've hated the Saints my whole life. What do you need?
You weren't gonna talk.
Like, where did this come from? This dude's loyalties like flipped faster than a fucking pancake.
He's a weasel.
Yep.
He reminded me of I was gonna say he reminded me of Peter Pettigrew in Harry Potter. But Peter Pettigrew was pretty loyal to Voldemort, so never mind. I guess his weaselly attitude.
I find it funny that Gryffindor prides themselves in loyalty, but just loyalty to who?
Yeah, anyone, just loyalty in general.
Yeah, kind of a bad loophole you should close.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, cool. So they're burying Bobby, and Howard's like, he reaches out to every gang on Earth because apparently Howard has that kind of pull. And, yeah, just like I even reached out to the Italians for old time's sake. Like, okay. And they all somehow find out, Otto Krieg's not real. His name's Frank Castle. He's in Puerto Rico with his whole family. What do you want to do about this, Howard?
Surprisingly fast to be able to come up with that information. This was an undercover FBI agent.
Yeah, and for like a few years.
Yeah, and it took you like a day to find all the information. What the fuck are you doing, FBI? Come on.
Deep cover ain't what it used to be, apparently.
Oh, no.
I guess when the op's over, like, does that shit just like get leaked on the internet or like Freedom of Information Act? I guess I don't know.
I guess so.
And it's Livia who's like, no, everyone, the whole family,
everyone.
Mm-hmm. So they kill everyone in a very brutal, unforgiving scene where Frank's entire family is butchered in front of him.
Literally everyone. He goes in the house with his dad, and he's like, "Your Colts? Oh, what do you say? Your Colts 1911s? Whoa, dude! What the fuck are you talking about, man?"
Yeah, he's like, "You did something." And he's like, "Good call. I switched out the chambers. I cleaned them. Like, Dad's proud to talk about his collection. I get it. I'm the same way about certain things."
And then I don't know why. I know it's sad because his mom just got shot. But when he sees his mom get shot, he's like, "Mom?" That I don't know why, but I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know why.
I think it's funny that his reaction is like, "Oh, all right, get the shotgun." Like, he's not like, my family's like, gotta take care of this. I guess because like it's just the cousins. Like, I don't know. Like, they're not that close.
Yeah.
Jesus. But I look like Roy gets some points in. He takes down some guys. Yeah. Love that. And then and what's perhaps probably the most brutal, Frank's wife and son are mowed down by a Jeep.
Yeah, that part surprised me. I was actually like on the edge of my seat. That part was pretty tense.
Yeah. And then instead of finishing the job, Quentin kind of fucks at him a little, shoots him in the legs, RoboCop style, and then blows up the dock, and he just flies back. They never finished the job properly. They never just put two in the head.
When they were pouring gasoline all over the place, I noticed how they didn't pour any gasoline on him, which, I mean, I don't want the main character to die, but if I was a mobster trying to kill someone, I would pour gasoline on the dude I'm trying to kill, not just in front of him.
I know this is a weird thing to admit in public on a show, but I feel like I'd be a pretty good gangster just from the amount of movies I watch and the amount of shit that they do that I wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of that, send one guy into the other room, close the door, and hope for the best. No, I'm going to take the gun. I'm going to put it against their head. I'm going to put 2 in there, and I'm going to walk away.
Exactly.
I'm going to watch them die, know that it happened, and then move on.
I like how he sends his other son to go kill the guy that killed his first son. Well, I feel like his other son was so neglected in the entire movie. I thought it was so funny.
Well, I think the ultimate message of this movie is Howard Saint is not a good father.
Yeah, he's awful.
Clearly, his 2 sons ended up like rich fuck ups.
Yep.
And Frank ends up with this witch doctor guy who nurses him back to health, gives him the T-shirt.
Yeah, that was weird. Have we met that person before he saves him?
He's seen in the background a couple times, but I don't think they interacted.
Oh my god!
I think that's the guy who sold his son the shirt.
Oh, beautiful!
I'm glad it was a skull. Like, what if it said like "Life's a Beach" or something like that? Is he still going to adopt that as his? Is he still going to be the Punisher?
That would be hilarious. Or like a little flower.
Life's a garden. Dig it.
Yeah, but life's a beach. I could see that. He's like, vengeance? No. Punishment? No. I gotta show them. Life's a beach. God, beautiful.
I will be the lifeguard.
Oh shit, bro.
Oh god. If only. So he just goes home, goes back to the States, somehow amasses a massive arsenal. Still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
His apartment kind of weirded me out a little bit. How he just like drives into that apartment. It's like, yeah, this is where I live. No furniture, no food. I eat tuna out of a can with my knife. Okay, buddy.
Yeah. And it's really more of a base of operations. And the other neighbors take quite a while to like do something about this. They're just like, this guy's clearly into some dark shit. Should we address this? Or, I mean, they hear screaming coming from his apartment when he's torturing Mickey, and they just are like, what do we do?
He's like, bro, he's killing someone right now. It's like, yeah, we're next. And then they run back inside. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's how I would react. I'm not getting involved. Are you kidding me?
I love they go from that to trying to set him up with Joan after he like punches her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. I also really like that scene too. I don't know. I like it when superheroes do like small shit like that, like helping a neighbor. I don't know. It makes them feel more relatable.
All of the guys like pulling out a switchblade, like, you got something to say, motherfucker? Like this bravado dude, and Frank just poof, one in the face.
The use of knives in this movie, the amount of times that like someone pulls out a knife and does the stupid fucking like, the flips and shit, and then at the end when he's like, we'll talk about it when we get there. But
okay, well, that one bit cements Dave's loyalty for life. You know, no one's ever stood up to me before, or stood up for me.
Yeah. Oh, and Dave, when we're first introduced to him, he's in a wheelchair, and I was like, "Oh, cool! A character in a wheelchair." And I was like, "That's interesting." And then he just fucking stands up, and I was like, "Then what? I guess you just have a fucking wheelchair." Okay,
it's not a good neighborhood. He found that wheelchair.
Yeah, which means that someone left the wheelchair there.
Oh, it's freaky. I love Frank fucking with Howard's money. I love when a guy goes after a gangster's money, because that makes the guy see red.
Oh yeah.
And also just, Frank Castle showing. Why is Frank Castle a national news story, by the way? Why do people know who he is? He was an undercover agent. Like, there should be a massacre in Puerto Rico should be the story, not undercover FBI agent Frank Castle.
Exactly.
Like, back in town. And then to do nothing with it. Just have him like appear on the news and then just go home.
Yeah. They don't give him anything like, hey man, sorry about your entire family getting slaughtered. He has to show up and they're like, oh, you thought you were dead. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm back.
Well, also, like, the news people don't follow him, or like, there's no, I mean, they get swarmed and then they just like back off.
Yep.
Okay. New story, I guess.
Like, bro, Tobey Maguire has more paparazzi than this dude. And this guy is like, oh my God.
Did you see that one where like one of the paparazzi gets like clipped by a car and Toby just starts laughing at him?
Yeah. My favorite one though is when he's like, get out of the way. Car.
I can't imagine those fucking vultures. Ugh.
Yeah.
It should be allowed. I mean, that's, that should be count as harassment and you should be allowed to hit them. I believe that.
Yes.
So Frank now going after the money. Howard's like dealing with these two guys, the Toros, and they're like, you fucked up, Howard. And he's like, we've been in business 10 years. It's the first time this has happened. Can we talk about this? And they're like, no, it's our money.
Yeah, like, the fuck? No.
You have one job and it's protect our money. You didn't do it. Shit's going bad.
Exactly.
So he starts sending assassins after Frank. And I love this part. Harry Heck. I mean, he had so many opportunities to just wipe Castle out and collect the bounty. But no, he had to make himself known. He had to be a badass.
He walked in and played a song. I was like, oh, he's going to pull a gun out of his guitar. Or it's going to be some penguin shit. Like the gun, like his guitar is a gun. Nope. He just plays a song. It's like, did you like it? I wrote it for you. I'm going to play it at your funeral. And then he just leaves.
I got to say, though, this is probably my favorite scene of the movie. It's so badass and perfect psychological warfare. And this guy is intimidating with his slow song, just connecting eyes with Frank. Then, just like, I'm going to play it at your funeral, and then just walks out.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And then he just shows up in a green car and tries to shoot him at a bridge.
Dude, I loved his car. I like the whole, like, he's like, oh shit, and he just pulls the shutter down on his windshield. That was so cool. Like, fucking Batman doesn't even, I mean, Batman has a Batmobile. He doesn't need that. But I don't know, this was perfect. This is a dude, like a normal guy who becomes the Punisher. This is what he would do. He would put just a metal screen inside of his car.
Yeah, the Punisher mobile is pretty, do it yourself, And I love that he ends up stealing Harry Heck's car and just rolls with it.
Yep, exactly. Does he have a car in the comic books or in the TV show?
Oh yeah, they've got a mobile van. Him and his sidekick Micro, who didn't make it into this movie.
Oh wow. Yeah,
they've got a van.
That's beautiful. Does it have metal screens and everything? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he's basically so cool. It's not called the Punisher mobile, but it should be. Yeah, so I love how he kills Harry Heck with like the spring-loaded knife.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I love that. He's like, you brought a gun to a knife to a gunfight, and he's like, beautiful.
Everyone always has to have one last word. He had Frank on the ground. He had a gun pointed at him. Yes. Pull the trigger. Why are you giving this guy an opticopportunity to get the upper hand? Harry Heck. You could have been the great one.
Yeah.
But I love that scene in the restaurant. Like, that's some crazy shit to do to somebody.
Exactly. That's a really small diner, by the way. Did you notice how small that diner was?
Yeah, there were like 5 chairs, 5 tables.
Yeah. It was weird. And he was like all the way in the corner. Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird diner.
It's also really like, I mean, I don't know a lot of musicians, but I imagine you don't just stroll into a diner, whip out the guitar, and just start playing.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, he should have just gone in there, shot Frank, and walked out. Frank was not expecting him. He had the element of surprise, and he completely fucked it up.
Yeah. He could have just walked in and just shot him.
Yeah.
But no.
He had to have his musical number. He had to have his process.
Yeah. Also, this is weird. I don't know when to bring this up, so I'm going to bring this up now. Did you notice at all that Frank Castle, his thumb has silver nail polish on it?
Yes. I read about that in the trivia. That has nothing to do with the movie. That is an injury Thomas Jane sustained prior to filming.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So that's why that's there.
What was the injury?
I couldn't find what the exact injury was. They just said that he hurt his thumb, and then they started filming, and they had to do something with that.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. I love that so much.
Yeah, me too. So Harry Heck fails. So Howard's like, calling the Russian.
Russian.
this hulking motherfucker. I looked him up, dude, 6'9".
Oh shit!
Giant pro wrestler dude named Kevin Nash, and Thomas Jane's only 5'10". So quite a disparity there. Yeah, and just basically, this is the closest we're gonna get to seeing Punisher fight the Hulk.
Yeah.
And yeah, with this opera score, this dude's just throwing Frank around the apartment. Frank stabs him in like what looks like the heart, and he just pulls it out.
Yeah. He's like, puny knife.
Yeah, and then stabs Frank with the same knife.
Yep. Bro, he's got diseases.
Oh God.
So why does every evil Russian henchman in every movie looks exactly the same? They're always huge, muscular. They have a scarred face. They're blonde, and they always have like a stripy shirt on.
Well, sometimes they have a name. I mean, they just call this dude the Russian. They don't even try on that front. When he first like burst through the door, I immediately thought, "Oh, Waldo's been working out."
I found him.
There he is, and he's pissed.
There he is.
Yeah, I love just Frank and the Russian trashing this entire building, just hurling each other through walls. Dude picks up a toilet and whacks Frank with it.
I know. Also, I don't care how loud your music is, you're gonna hear that.
You're gonna hear the fucking grenade, that's for sure.
Yes. My God.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a little rumbly like it's a tiny earthquake.
No.
It's 2 floors down, 2 doors down.
Oh God.
It's beautiful. Yeah, eventually Frank makes his way in there and hurls a pot of boiling water over the Russian's face. Whew.
That has to hurt, man. I don't care how big you are. That shit has to hurt.
Well, the original intent, they had to tone that down because they also had his eyes melt and bleed over his face.
Oh, okay.
But the MPA was like, you can't do that.
No.
So they settled for some wrinkles. And yeah,
wrinkly face. Yeah.
Frank just fucks up the Russian, knocks him down the stairs, and is burned out. It's amazing he won that fight. And they stitch him up. And Howard's like, "Oh, the Russian's dead? Well, shit. Yes, we're going to war." Like,
I like how
wasn't that the first thing you did, Howard?
I like how Dave was like, I know what he needs. He needs half a bottle of whiskey. That's what he needs. He starts chugging it.
He wasn't
like,
wrong.
"Bro, calm down."
Oh boy. So with the Russian dead, we get that piercing torture when Quentin shows up and fucks up Dave because he won't talk. All in the end, he's like, "Well, if he knew something, he would have said something." Like,
yeah.
Quentin's like, "I guess I had the wrong guy."
Yeah. Which, I mean, he's not wrong. Any normal person who met the Punisher a couple days ago would have been like, "Okay, fuck, I'll tell you. I don't even know this dude that well." Yeah, he's under the floor.
So during all this, Frank is enacting his master plan to get Howard to kill his best friend and his wife. Mm-hmm. And it does not take much.
No, it doesn't.
Howard is an insanely jealous maniac who almost seems like he's been waiting for this.
Exactly. Bro, this is what I'm saying. He plays, because I feel like, and I could be wrong, if any mob bosses listen to the show, I'm very sorry. But I feel like mob bosses are probably really like shitty, bitchy, like, don't touch me. Like, they make all their henchmen do it. And I don't know. I loved it because, yeah, of course, like, hey, I'm going to make you kill your wife. Beautiful.
I really hope Howard Saint is not your template going forward for movie mob bosses.
Yeah,
because they're better than this.
Yeah, I
know. They are, though, pretty much universally shitty husbands and boyfriends, I would imagine, because they don't need, in their eyes, this is just one of many girls I can get. I don't need you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fucked up, but that's kind of the mindset of the mob. They're not good people. If they were good people, they wouldn't be in the fucking mob.
Exactly. Here's was he hiding his gear under a fire hydrant?
No, he hid a fire hydrant in his gear.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? I was like, how does nobody notice?
He whipped out a fire hydrant so no one else would park there, so he could get Olivia's car back there before she noticed it was gone.
Oh, that's what he was doing. Oh man, that makes that makes no sense. Still, where the fuck did he get the fire hydrant?
I love that he just had one. Like,
yeah, he just has one.
We don't get to see him steal the fire hydrant. Like, as far as we know, he just has a fire hydrant on hand in case of emergencies.
That's the goofiest fuck. Imagine if Batman did that. Also, what if there was a fucking fire? Fire department's gonna see him like, oh, use it. Oh, it's not real. Yeah.
They go to hook up the hose, it fucking falls over. They're like, what do we do?
Bro, I could see some like trauma. It's like, oh, how many fire hydrants are not real? Everything we've known is a lie.
Frank comes back. The building is in a complete uncontrollable blaze. The fire hydrant's knocked over. He doesn't know what's freaking out. He's like, she comes out of the movie. He's like, what's happening? Where's my car? It just doesn't see. It seems like there were a lot of ways for that to backfire.
Yes.
So he takes some pictures of Quentin kissing a man very aggressively under a bridge.
Dude, that was like when he grabbed him by the back of the neck, I was like, they're gonna kiss. And then they didn't kiss right away. And I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna beat him up. And I was like, oh no, he's gonna kiss him.
It was like the kiss in The Office when Michael like tries to kiss Oscar to like prove he's okay with gay people, and he's just forcing his way.
Did you know that was completely unscripted? Did you know that?
Yeah. Dude. I love that. Oh God. But yeah, this is Quentin's dirty secret. And in 2004, that was bad, I guess.
But you're in the mob.
Yeah,
Who cares?
I don't get the mob does care. It's weird. Like, you can't be gay in the mob.
Yeah.
I saw The Sopranos. I saw what they did to Vito Spatafor. That's fucked up.
When Saint is like, how long have you worked for me? 10 years. And I was like, and you didn't know he was gay?
Yeah. Maybe you're not such a great friend, Howard.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason he told your wife and not you.
Yeah, exactly. His fucking wife knew. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. So Frank, provides evidence, hides the earring in Quentin's bedroom. It's a very good plan. And Howard just goes after Quentin. He's like, he's kicking the furniture. We're talking about Jim Bowie. He's like, they would kick all the furniture and throw a knife in the middle, and the winner would not be the cheater. But you have too much fucking furniture.
I love that part. That was so funny.
And Quentin's like, you lost me.
Yeah, he was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
I gave you everything. I denied you nothing.
You want to get crazy?
I love the whole time Quentin's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you don't know what happened.
Bro, because if he was cheating, if he was sleeping with his wife, he would immediately know. He'd be like, oh shit, all right, he knows. But at this point, he was like, bro, I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then he fucks it up by saying, what did she tell you?
Oh, dude. And Howard just guts him. Stabs him quite a while. Like, it takes a while for Quentin to die. Quentin had a lot of opportunities to just clear the air here.
Yeah, that was a very tense scene. Like, I got a little uncomfortable. He was like, you're killing me. Why are you killing me? I was like, God. I was like, whoa, shit. Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine being tricked into killing my best friend because, I'd personally never be that stupid. But, yeah. I mean, I would just, I can't explain it. Howard's just a fucking idiot.
Flabbergasted how this worked.
Like, he's an idiot, he's psychotic, and he's an asshole, and that mixture makes this possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he just goes, the way he takes down Livia is particularly fucking cold.
Yeah, I know.
Just straight up saying, this used to be a good neighborhood, but now it's just whores. You'll fit right in.
Horrible.
She's like, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she literally did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to him. There's a lot of bodies in Puerto Rico that would testify differently.
Oh, I guess. Sorry, let me correct my statement. She didn't do anything. this entire movie. She watched the movie, told her husband to kill people. Her husband didn't kill anyone. Her husband had other people kill them.
Fair enough. Very true. I do love when he confronts her and like throws the you should learn to pay your parking tickets.
And she was like, "What the fuck is this? I've never seen this in my life."
Like Quentin was gay, and he's like, "You'd say anything." He slaps her like
bro, pay attention to what your wife is saying right now.
This whole setup was just hilarious to me. Everything, like just Howard's reactions were so over the top.
God.
Yeah. And he just drives her out to the tracks the whole time. She's like, "Howard, what? Why? What did I do?"
No, he's gay. Listen to me.
Yeah. And then she said, like, I don't remember the last words, but it was like, "I never hurt you" or something. And he's like, "I know," and chucks her over the bridge.
Yeah.
And then she gets run down by the train. Jesus. Oh. And then he's like, "I need a martini." Oh God. The dialogue of this movie is painful sometimes.
So cheesy. I don't think it there are some movies I think that like need to stay in this era. And I love The Matrix, but the dialogue is like one of the reasons where like I like the movie, but like I don't want to watch it all the time just because it's just so early 2000s. Same with, like Blade, 28 Days Later. And now I guess this movie, I'm like, bro.
I disagree with Blade and 28 Days Later, but The Matrix, I understand.
Yeah. I guess not the dialogue in 20, but like the music.
Yeah, the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe. Yeah.
Blade, I get it. I love that movie to death, but that drum and bass soundtrack is so fucking dated. I get it, but I love Blade to death. I will carry that movie with me forever.
Blade's fucking awesome, man. I can't wait. I'm excited for the remake, the remake, but I'm also a little nervous because I don't want them to fuck it up. Yeah.
They're not gonna fuck this. Mahershala Ali went to them and said, "Hey, Marvel, I want to be Blade. Let's make this happen."
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a passion project. Okay, good.
Yeah, and he's a great choice. I want Wesley Snipes, the original Blade, to play Whistler in the new one. I think that'd be cool.
I'm sure that he's going to be in the movie. He's going to have some type of cameo. I'm sure.
I hope it's in Doctor Strange too. Like as they go to Blade's universe, and he just is like, what do you want? You a vampire?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. So Frank has now taken everything Howard cares about and decides, all right, it's time to go to war with Howard Saint. So he decides to put on a bulletproof vest with a skull, nothing on the sleeves.
Nope, he doesn't need it.
That was funny. Like, just aim for his arms, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And he goes to the Saints and Sinners club and fucks him up. I love the claymore in the champagne bucket was
yeah,
cool.
that was pretty cool. Yeah,
I liked that.
He was like, "We need more champagne." Coming right up.
I remember thinking, like, that's always learn, talk to the help, learn their names,
exactly,
learn how their voices sound, so that shit doesn't happen.
Yep. For sure. And I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I think two of the most brutal deaths happen here. One is the dude who gets stabbed through the jaw, because that poor guy, he didn't deserve it. I mean, he does. He's a mob boss, but I mean, not a mob boss, but he's in a mob. But man, come on. And then his son, he puts the grenade in his hand, and he's like, "Well, if your hand moves down at all, you die." I was like, "Fuck."
Pretty light on its own, but try holding it in an outstretched hand. It's hell.
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
It's a brutal way to kill a guy. I love the timing of that, though, when Howard's like, "You killed my son," and you hear in the background, "Ah!" and he's like, "Both of them."
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Shoots Howard in the gut and just throws the pictures at him, like, "Made you kill your wife, made you kill your best friend."
Yeah.
And Howard's just like, he just starts crying.
I think it's funny how Howard technically still doesn't know that his right-hand man was gay, because he couldn't look at the pictures because he's laying down, looking up, and the pictures land on his feet. He can't see the pictures. He still doesn't know.
I would love if in that scene when Frank's like, I made you kill your wife, made you kill your best friend, he looks at the pictures and he starts sobbing because he's like, Quentin was gay. Oh my God. Like that's all he hears.
Oh my God.
Oh, so Frank's punishment for Howard is a little odd. He ties him to the bumper of a car, just lets the car go through this elaborate fire maze he created, and Howard just catches on fire.
Yeah. At first, when the car is, first of all, so he put a cinder block on the accelerator. That's how the car's moving, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
One, I like how the car stays at a consistent speed. Two, I like how at first all the bombs are going off and they're just around him. They're not hurting him. They're just around him. I was like, bro, just kill him. What is it with like superhero or super villains? They always do this thing. And I know it's a cliche to joke about it, but whenever like the villain is like, you know, haha, you're suspended over a pool of sharks and I'm going to tell you my entire plot. Bro, that's everything in this movie. Like that happened so many times. He's being dragged away. The bombs are going to go off until you catch on fire. Just kill him. Shoot him.
My favorite version of that was in Batman Forever. I think we might have talked about this. It's when Riddler and Two-Face go after Bruce Wayne, and Two-Face is in the corner flipping his coin the whole time, hoping to get like the bad one so he can kill Bruce. He finally gets it. He shoots Bruce in the head. It grazes him. He falls down the stairs. Two-Face goes up to Bruce Wayne with a gun to his temple, and Riddler's like, "No, don't kill him. He hasn't learned everything yet."
Exactly.
Two-Face is just like, you know what? Good point. And holsters the gun.
Just do it.
You've got Batman with his pants down right now. You could end this all right now, but Riddler needs to have his moment.
I love superheroes so much, but bro, they would all fucking die because there's so many moments where they just get lucky.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh, yeah. My favorite bit in this scene is the noise coming out of Howard Saint, because it's not screaming. It's like, like they had Travolta in a booth and said, all right, in this scene, John, your character is burning to death in a parking lot. We need you to scream in terror. And he's like, like that's the best he could do, or he is a one take guy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. The sound guys were like, shit. It's like, well, I don't want to tell him to do it again. Shit. Yeah, it's good.
I don't want to be the guy to tell John Travolta to do a second take. So I guess it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's it. Hold on.
Oh, that's great. And yeah, the parking lot explodes into a skull for some reason.
Again, we I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but same in Batman in the video games. Whenever he sprays his explosive gel, he does it in the shape of the bat symbol. Yeah. I guess he got it from Frank Castle. Batman probably saw the Punisher and was like, "Oh, I'm going to do that."
Being a superhero is like 80% committing to an aesthetic.
Yes, exactly.
You need that, or it's not gonna. Nothing else is gonna mesh. Apparently,
exactly.
Like
you think, getting a little political here.
Yeah.
You think if the Punisher existed today and he saw what his symbol turned, I mean, okay, I know. If the Punisher were real and he saw what his symbol turned into today, how like now people are taking it out of context and they're using it to support like Republican conservative ideals, even though that's exactly the opposite of what the symbol stands for. Do you think the Punisher would be like, gotta change my image? Fuck.
Well, you'll be happy to know he fucking did.
Did he really?
Yeah, Marvel abandoned that skull and gave him a redesign in the past like 3 or 4 months.
Holy shit! What is it now? That.
It's still a skull, but it's like a skull with like crossbones. Look kind of piratey.
Holy shit! I'm gonna look this up. I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, because these assholes have co-opted that and turned it into almost a racist icon now. So,
which makes no sense.
Yeah,
look at the character.
I have a jacket that I stitched a Punisher logo on, and I can't wear it anymore. I get dirty looks now. I get people. I've had people come up to me and be like, "Why the fuck are you wearing that?" And I'm like, "Because I like the Punisher." Like, I'm not a bad person, I swear.
Oh shit! It has like horns now.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool.
I'm a purist though. Like I like, it's like I like the skull, but I get why Marvel did it.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Damn, that's really cool, man. But that fucking sucks. Like, if those people were smart enough to fucking like read, they could read a Punisher comic book and be like, oh, I understand now. It's exactly the opposite of what I'm using this for.
There's a comic where Punisher like addresses that, and he says like, "This is not my ideology, and you idiots are like ruining what I sought out to fight for." Like, I don't know where it is, but he directly addressed all that shit.
So wait. So is he breaking the fourth wall, or are real world events happening within the Punisher comic book?
In the comic book, he fights off some like white supremacist dudes who are using that logo or something, and he addresses like, this is not what this skull stands for, and he's kind of talking to us, and you get the subtext here. It's cool though. But yeah, I think he'd be fucking ashamed. But then again, anybody in the real world who puts paints a skull on their shirt, calls themselves the Punisher, and starts fucking people up is an absolute psychopath. And
100%.
So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I do find.
But imagine if people start taking if Batman existed, people start taking the bat out of context. He's gonna be like, "Ah, shit, I gotta change my aesthetic. Fuck, I don't know. I'm Duckman now. I'll be a duck."
Duckman. I am honestly surprised more people haven't tried to emulate superheroes or vigilantes. Like, I'm surprised this hasn't happened a lot.
Yeah. Like, I think one of my favorite movies, Kick-Ass. They emulate that pretty well. Like, this is what would happen if it happened, if someone tried to emulate superheroes.
I love that all Kick-Ass thought he had to do was get a costume. He didn't bother training at all, learning how to fight, anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I'd like to cover that on this show. It's been a long time since I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting at the end that the movie just kind of ends with Frank standing alone on a bridge next to Harry Heck's car and being like, "I am now the Punisher," and then it's over. Okay.
Oh, you're the Punisher now? So this was an origin movie. Oh, okay. It was.
When he's at Frank's, he's Frank. When he's at Howard's place, he gets like 2 shots to the skull Kevlar and then just fucking takes it off.
Yeah.
He hangs it somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I noticed that. I was like, bro, you're going to kill your arch nemesis and not even represent your brand? What are you doing? Spider-Man, like, his mask gets all fucked up. He can't even see. And he doesn't take his... I guarantee you Spider-Man can't breathe in that fucking mask. He doesn't take it off.
I'm surprised he didn't waterboard himself when he kissed Mary Jane in the first movie. When he's in the rain upside down, he just passes out. And also, I think Frank's repping the brand pretty damn hard in that parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. He did blow it up, and he didn't need a suit. That's true.
And I mean, if if this doesn't work out, or like when his crusade is over, he could always get work as a t-shirt designer because he whipped out that skull pretty fast.
He did. That's true. Yeah.
I think it's pretty dark when he puts the gun in his mouth and he's like, done.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was.
He has a moment of his wife and he's like, wait a minute, I can help other people.
And then he fucking ruined it with like, you're right. Good memories can save your life. I was like, Frank, why? Come on, man. It was cool. And then he said some dumb shit like that, bro. Come on.
My favorite thing about Warzone, Punisher has maybe 6 lines in the whole movie.
What?
He says barely anything. Like, he talks to people when he needs to, but he doesn't talk much. He lets his guns speak for him.
That's beautiful. That's something I liked about the new Batman movie. Is Batman rarely speaks. He lets his his silhouette. He lets the idea of Batman speak for himself.
Well, when you're a guy dressed in a bat costume in a crime-riddled filth hole like Gotham City, and you're facing down an army of Riddler dudes, do you need to say anything? I think everyone there knows what's up.
Just that scene in the beginning of the movie when they're looking at the darkness, and then you hear the footsteps. That's not enough.
I saw it again a couple days ago in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, like that's how you got to see it.
I got to go see it again. I'm probably gonna go see it again at some point, but I want to see X really bad.
It was good. It's Texas Chainsaw meets Boogie Nights. It's the best way I can describe it. It's porno slasher film. It's so weird.
That's interesting.
And apparently, stay through the end credits. There's a thing I missed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Frank also leaves like $1 million to each of his roommates, so they can get out of Dodge, maybe start a restaurant somewhere.
Yeah, which I liked.
Yeah,
until I realized that that's the gangsters' money, which means that that's all, this dirty money.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, he didn't stop the Toros. Oh no.
Yeah, that's all marked. Those are all marked bills, man. Those are.
Oh, they're so dead. Oh god, they're gonna shove Dave in Bumpo. They're gonna die. That's the end of the movie. Fuck, I didn't realize that's a dark implication.
Yeah, sorry, everyone did.
And then we get some dumbass Seether song that never left 2004 to cap this thing off.
That's how. Oh my god, I don't know what it is about with like action movies in this era and the weird grunge music. Ugh.
Yeah,
or like weird. Thankfully, this movie didn't have any in it. But again, in 28 Weeks Later, that weird like jump cut that they do during action sequences, it's like flashy jump cuts with like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Weirdly, X actually has quite a lot of that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a throwback movie.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Here are some Filmgazm facts. Number 1, while filming their knife fight scene, Thomas Jane accidentally stabbed Kevin Nash. For real. I don't know at what point. I hope it wasn't the knife that close to his heart. But at some point, a knife went into Kevin Nash.
They were real knives?
Apparently.
Dude, what the fuck? Okay, so this, Alec Baldwin and the real gun. What the fuck is going on, man?
Realism. I don't know. You got commitment. This is a Punisher movie. Damn. This is my directorial debut, Jonathan Hensley said, and I want this to look amazing. Nash was cool with it. He accepted cold beer from the film crew as compensation. It's like, yeah, I got stabbed, but buy me some beers. We'll call it even.
Oh my god! Of course he did.
That's a trooper right there. Yeah, dude's 300 pounds of pure muscle, 6'9". What is a butterfly knife really going to do?
No, I'm fine.
Number 2, originally the Punisher was supposed to have a sidekick, David Lieberman, aka Microchip, the intel man. He's the guy who, orders Frank's guns, finds where the mafia guys are, and he was written out because Jonathan Hensley absolutely despises the character of Microchip.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he will not elaborate further. He just has an intense dislike of the character. It was his movie, so no Microchip.
That's interesting because I feel like someone like the Punisher has to have someone like that, because the Punisher is just like, I'm gonna kill someone. It's like, all right, buddy, but you got to find him first.
The guy in the chair. They've always got a guy in the chair.
Exactly.
And I mean, I think Dave, Pierce guy might have, like in the sequel, he probably would have been Microchip.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Number 3, the bounty hunter's actual name was Harry Heck Thornton, but was shortened to avoid confusion with the actor Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh yeah, of course. I would have confused.
We all know. I mean, actors and characters who have similar names. I mean, that's just that runs rampant. I've been confusing that all my life. I mean, how dumb are people?
Dude.
I don't understand. Like, did somebody ever try to arrest Jack Nicholson for the murders that happened in The Shining? Because that's the level of idiocy we're dealing with here.
Oh my god. Michael Myers. Someone goes to arrest Michael Myers. It's like, stop.
It gets like really serious. Like Mike Myers, the actor, goes under trial for like 150 murders.
He's like, no, it's a movie, babe.
God. Oh, I can't believe that. In the story arc where we met Harry Heck Thornton, he does not carry a guitar or sing. So they just completely made up a character and threw Harry Heck onto him.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right. Moment of truth. I give The Punisher a 7, which I know seems high after all of that. It's not perfect. It's got some wooden performances and stilted dialogue, but it's a decent watch. It's got its moments. Travolta. It's got its thing. Like, I don't know what it is, but I can watch this.
I think I'm going to give it a 6 just because, I don't know, it's really cheesy.
Yes.
So it belongs in the early 2000s.
Yes.
And it needs to stay there.
Yes.
I don't know, but I like as much as I rolled my eyes, I have a soft spot in my heart for cheesy, stupid one-liners.
Yeah. How could you?
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, there it is. The Punisher. Thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you liked the show. You can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Filmgazm Productions. You can always send us a message there if you want to suggest films or give us some feedback. You can always email us at filmgazm@gmail.com. Check out the website, filmgazm.com. If you want to support the show, you can click on support this podcast on your preferred provider. We appreciate anything you want to throw at us. Next week, the cycle continues with Caleb's pick, and he is going as classic as you can go. We're tackling maybe the most iconic horror villain in all of pop culture next week, as we dig into the 1931 horror classic Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi as arguably the most iconic version of Count Dracula ever put to film. It's been a few years since I sat down and watched Dracula, and I'm excited that Caleb chose it to discuss on the show. Dracula. Character I don't think's ever been quite done the best way in film. I've seen a few. Seen a few of them. I don't know. Maybe
I really like the is it Keanu Reeves? I don't know. I like the one with Keanu Reeves in it a lot. I don't know why. It's so cheesy and stupid, but I really like it. And if you want a really good Dracula character, there's 2. So there's one on Netflix. It's a 3-episode show.
Yeah.
It's just called Dracula, and that's really good.
Okay.
And then Dracula in Castlevania is so perfect because he has he actually has a purpose rather than just being like a vampire. In the Castlevania show, he falls in love with a immortal girl. They get married, and she's like, "Look, if you love me, you're gonna travel the world like a normal human." So he's like, "Fine, I'll do it." So while he's traveling the world, the priest burns his wife at the stake for witchcraft because she's a scientist. And when he comes back, he's like, he's like, all right. So since men want to kill my wife, I'm going to kill everyone. And he just goes on a murdering rampage. And it's so good.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll take a look.
You should. It's really good.
Yeah. I read the book Dracula in my undergrad at college, and I thought it was really freaky. Like, Dracula is represented in that book. It's an absolute beast. Like, there's no love in that character. He is here to kill and make more vampires. And I have not seen that version of Dracula yet. They always try to romanticize it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But going back to 31 next week, we have not done a lot of really like older horror films on this show. So this will be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I love old horror films, especially Nosferatu. I don't know, that it just creeps me out. He's so creepy to look at.
I finally watched that a while back, and yeah, it holds up. It's unsettling.
Yeah.
It's 100 years old this year.
Oh my, are you serious?
Came out in 1922.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The original, have you seen the original Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I have not.
Okay, it's really creepy. It has like tiny little creatures, and that movie like actually made me scared of the dark for a long time.
I remember that. I remember the commercials for that when I was a kid on Nickelodeon. I was more of a Goosebumps guy when I was a kid. So yeah, Dracula next week. Don't miss Lara Croft Tomb Raider on Fridays Beyond the Bad, a restructuring of the Academy Awards on Oscar Sunday, and a full-blown recap of the 2022 Oscars on Monday's sneak preview. Hold that thought. That is next week. No, wait. When the hell is this? No, that holds up. Yeah. Sorry. Recording this early, started to think like, wait a minute. This comes out Wednesday. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So, yeah, everything I just said was true. Until then, don't go after a federal agent's family, or they may become the scourge of the criminal underworld and kill you first. Keep watching movies.